Well, trade and increased cooperation will be at the center of the Tanzanian President Samia Suluhu Hassan's state visit to South Africa today. Suluhu Hassan and President Cyril Ramaphosa will preside over the second session of the South Africa-Tanzania Binational Commission, which comprises committees on politics and diplomacy, defense and security and economic affairs, as well as social and cultural affairs. Let's bring in SABC International Editor Sophie Mokoena for more. Very good morning to you, Sophie. What can we expect to happen this morning?
Well, indeed, thanks, Desiree. We are coming live from the Union Buildings, where we expect the President of Tanzania to arrive at around 10 o'clock. President Cyril Ramaphosa hosting his counterpart from Tanzania. And I think high on the agenda will be trade and investment, but political relations as well. As you are aware that the relationship between Tanzania and South Africa dates back to exile years, when Tanzania supported the struggle in bringing down the apartheid regime. We know that many people receive military training in Tanzania. And former ANC President Oliver Tambo had a good relationship with the former president of Tanzania, Mwalimu Julius Nyerere. But I think post-1994, there has been good relationship with all the heads of state, both countries, visiting both countries and trying to strengthen trade relations. But when you look at the trade balance between the two countries, the trade balance is skewed in favor of South Africa. And this is something that the two leaders are likely to discuss. The issue of visas, you know that many countries on the continent are complaining about the visa regime in South Africa in terms of people particularly who want to come to South Africa to invest. And we know that recently or last year, President Ramaphosa in East Africa with Kenya, they agreed to impose a visa waiver for business and people visiting South Africa for short term. But I think this issue will also come up again. The same happened during the visit of the Ugandan President Museveni. The issue of visas was also high on the agenda. The other important issue is that you know that Tanzania is part of the SADC region. As we speak now, we have a military contingent in Mozambique, in the region of Cabo Delgado, where they are repelling the insurgents. There, South Africa is participating, actually having numbers on the ground, but also technically supporting the peacekeeping mission in Cabo Delgado. Tanzania is also involved because that region is at the border of Tanzania and Mozambique, and therefore that instability, security instability in that region, it's likely to affect Tanzania. But also at the global level, the war in Ukraine that has affected many countries in terms of food insecurity will be discussed. The impact of COVID-19 on the economy, particularly in Tanzania, South Africa, on the continent and around the world. And all these countries have been affected. And now recently we're looking at the financial sector, particularly in the United States of America, catching cold. And we saw Europe reacting to that. Asia, we are looking at that as well. And there's no way Africa can be immune. I think those issues will be discussed by the two leaders. But unfortunately, this visit comes at a time where the debate is raging on issues that are related to the much talked about shutdown, and therefore clearly the issue of shutdown is likely to kind of drown the state visit. But we will be asking President Ramaphosa during the Q&A session later today his views, and of course also about the state visit, posing questions to both leaders. Back to you in studio, Desiree.